So the first story of the day is what happened in Texas, a very horrific and tragic accident. Two people lost their lives in a Tesla accident, which is unfortunate, tragic, and extremely sad. My condolences to their families. And there's a lot of bullshit on this on mainstream media. Unfortunately, we have to talk about it. Mainstream media basically tells you this story, this narrative, that a Tesla in Autopilot, nobody was driving the car, slammed all the way into a tree, killing two people because the car was on fire. For 4 hours, the firemen could not put it out because the batteries kept reigniting. They had to call Tesla to figure out how to put out the car. It was a horrific scene, and Tesla is so horrible, so unsafe, you should never come near it.
Fiery crash that left two men dead. The victims were in a Tesla that burned for 4 hours. The cause still under investigation, but authorities say they are, quote, certain no one was driving the vehicle at the time of impact.
Here's the actual story the way I understand it. And again, very tragic. I feel horrible even talking about it, but we have to unpack the bullshit. First of all, would it be possible for a car to go into autopilot mode without a driver actually driving the car? And you know what they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. Let me play you a clip from this short video showing you why this scenario would be extremely implausible.
Hey everyone, I know I haven't posted a video in a really long time, but there hasn't been any software updates. However, I need to show something because there was a bad accident that just happened in Texas. 2 people just died, and the news is reporting that it was a full self-drive Tesla, which I don't believe is the case, because I need to show everyone this because the car is not designed to drive without your seatbelt on, especially with FSD software. I'm going to turn on FSD mode. Now, I don't have a nav point set. I'm going to unbuckle. This is what happens immediately. The car literally has come to a stop and put on my hazards, and you can't drive. So I just wanted to show everyone that this happens. I wanted to show everyone what happens when you actually unbuckle with FSD software. So
now, as you just saw in this video, getting out of a driver's seat while in autopilot would be extremely difficult. You can't unbuckle, and even if you unbuckle, if you don't apply pressure on the steering wheel, the car is gonna stop the autopilot mode. And I do believe that even as a Tesla fan, you have to agree with what I'm about to say here. I don't like the name Autopilot. I don't like the name full self-driving. I think they're shitty names because you have to make these cars idiot proof. And I'm not saying that the people who passed away in this accident are idiots, by no means. I'm just saying that the name is not very good. When you're talking about a driver assist system, you have to be extremely clear about it to prevent idiots from actually tampering with it and causing horrible accidents. Again, not saying that these people did it, but I'm just saying you have to be very clear with how you name these systems. The names, I'm not a fan of, and that's coming out from a Tesla fan and an Elon fan. I think the names have to go. Now, the other part is how plausible is this claim is, because when you read mainstream media, it sounds almost like an axiom. Nobody was driving the car. Well, you just saw in the video, it couldn't be done. There's no way for a properly functioning car to let you go to the backseat and stay in autopilot. Moreover, even if somehow you manage to override the system, either build some sort of a maniacal contraption to simulate a human being, or you tampered with the software, which means you're stupid enough to do it, but yet smart enough to do it, which is kind of a self-contradicting statement. But even somehow somebody managed to do it, the autopilot can't go above 5 miles versus the speed limit in order to crash to a tree like this crash actually happened. And they were inside a cul-de-sac, inside a street. The Tesla could not have been driving that fast in autopilot, even if somehow they turned it on. Now, of course, there's always a possibility that the car malfunctioned, allowing them to take their hands and ass off the steering wheel and the seat and move to the back seat and the passenger seat. If that actually happened, well, it's a malfunction, and then this whole debate is meaningless. However, the numbers don't support that claim. Out of 175 Tesla-related deaths since April 2013, only 3.5%, 6 in total, in 8 years, have anything to do with an autopilot malfunction. That would be extremely unlikely. However, it's even more unlikely when you compare this number, 6 deaths in 8 years versus about 40,000 deaths on American roads every single year. It's a very low percentage. It would be extremely unlikely, but we don't know. It might have happened. But here's the actual story you need to understand here. There's a lot of talk about Tesla actually going up in flames because the batteries kept reigniting, which is a valid point. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, well, batteries don't ignite. Of course they are. However, there's a counter argument here you need to understand. While you don't have batteries in ICE vehicles, which will not ignite, you have gasoline, which will ignite, plus you have a badass motherfucking engine block right in front of your face that's going to ram into your face the minute you hit a wall or a tree. So you pretty much have to pick your poison. I mean, in an ICE car, you have gasoline in an engine, and you have batteries in an electrical vehicle. I mean, both of them are dangerous if you hit a wall or a tree. What did you expect? Teslas are not bulletproof. I mean, it's a dangerous vehicle when you slam into shit. However, when you look at Teslas, their crash testing perform way above average than ICE cars. They usually get 5 stars. So if I had to pick what's more dangerous, an engine block right in front of my face or a battery that may ignite, I probably take the battery, but that's my personal preference, just my opinion. Might be inaccurate, might be wrong. Like everything I say in this video, it is just my opinion. You gotta do your own research, find it for yourselves, allegedly, blah, blah, mother effing blah. So what do I think about this whole story? First of all, from an operational point of view, what actually happened there? I honestly don't know. And I don't think we'll never find out. If we will, great. There's literally 5 options here. Option number 1, and I'm just speculating. There was a third driver and he ran away. Option number 2, that somebody was thrusted by the force of the impact into the back seat or the passenger seat. Option number 3, that somebody physically climbed out after the crash in order to get away from the flames or something like that. Of course, there's an option of a malfunction. And of course, there's always an option of tampering. If they tampered with the system to allow it to turn on, even though they're not in the front seat, that could explain what happened, but we will probably never find out. Again, this might have been just a malfunction on the side of the car. We can't know. I'm just speculating. In my opinion, it's highly unlikely. Usually, when you take a look at investigations by the NTSB, it's more often than not driver error. It's usually not mechanical stuff. But again, we don't know. And in all of this, we still have to talk about Tesla, the company, and Tesla, the stock. I think the stock definitely takes a hit today. It's probably well into the 600s. I don't exactly know, maybe not. In any case, if it actually dips below 650, I'm probably buying even more today. I think it's a really good price to get in. But again, this has nothing to do with the crash, just a straight up stock analysis with a 5-year horizon. I think if it lowers the price to 650, probably for me a good time to reduce my cost basis. Now, let me know below what you think. Shout out to our Palantirs, to the Patreons, to the channel members, to the Teslas. We'll see you guys in the next video.